When we are very young, we decided for a profession. We understand very early that to be someone, to be considered someone, we need to have a profession. So we start studying a lot, we take courses, maybe we take some master or doctor's degree. Point is, we do what is necessary to be the best at our field. At the same time, we expect this from other professionals. We would be very happy getting into an appointment with the doctors and discovering that they aren't prepared to be there. Surprisingly though, we do that in relationships. We accept not being prepared to be in a relationship, and we get inside relationships with people who aren't prepared to be there. Such an important area of our lives, you know. So this is why I want to debunk 3 myths with you today, you know? 3 myths about relationship. Let's learn together. They will be the first one. Pay attention here because you will need this information. Getting together isn't necessarily a relationship. This is the first myth we will debunk. Real relationships never fail. Never ever fail. And the third one, liking someone doesn't necessarily mean you should be with them. Okay? Let me break them down so you will be able to understand them a bit better. So let's go. Myth number 1, getting together isn't necessarily a relationship. Meet Tiago and Vanessa. You know, they are in this common day in their relationship, and Tiago fell asleep and he left his phone on his side, and Vanessa knows his password. Then immediately she decides to look his cell phone and see if her man is cheating on her. You know, men, you know how they are. She would say something like that. So this is not the first time that Vanessa does that. She uses to do that. It is actually habits of Vanessa's. And when she is over there looking and searching, making a very deep research in his cell phone, Vanessa, suddenly she got caught. Tiago woke up and is starting the old age conversation. Again, Vanessa, you're doing that again. How many times do I have to tell you? No, it's not. How many times do I have to tell you it's not right to do that? You're taking my cell phone without a C. So Vanessa looked to him and said, "Don't Vanessa's me." And they start fighting, and she starts saying a thing that she always does. She says, "We will break up, we don't work together." And then Tiago starts convincing her that, making a list, you know, why we were together, why we are meant for each other, you know, and trying to convince her that they should be together forever, and showing to her, explaining her who is who, you know, this is Paula, this is Pamela, this is from my work, this is, you know. After this fight, after some moments and minutes of fight, they are all in bed of roses. They are okay, they are all hugs and kisses, and everything is fine. And this was just a Saturday, a common Saturday in their relationship, okay? Are you with me? So, this was the first couple to understand the first myth. But let me introduce you to Tiago and Vanessa from a parallel universe. Thank you. I will finish, it will get better. Okay, so this is Tiago and Vanessa from a parallel universe. You know, they are in this common day in their relationship, and thank you again, guys, I know it's very good. Tiago fell asleep and left his phone at his side, and Vanessa knows his password. Then she goes to sleep. She goes to sleep because she's very tired, she had a long day, and she has an appointment at 7 in the other day. That's it. So let's Meet the second couple, myth number 2, real relationships never fail. Meet John and Denver. You know, John and Denver have been together for 7 years and they broke up. Sad, but they did. And John, which are, how can I? Okay, I'm learning. Okay, so it's not possible. So John blocked Denver from all his social media and started bad-mouthing him to everybody, saying bad things about him, and he started, because he wanted to feel better about himself, he started texting his ex-boyfriend, and after some months after they broke up, he is in another very serious and deep commitment with someone else. But let's meet John and Denver from a parallel universe. You know, they had been together for 7 years and they broke up. And they decided, they had a discussion and they decided to be distant for some months, to teach their brains that something changed. They need to let their families learn that too, understand that too. And they didn't delete the photos of their social networks, you know, because they had these really intense and truly moments, and they don't want to forget about it, you know? They just move on. So, myth number 3. Liking someone doesn't necessarily mean you should be with them. Meet Renata and Annalise, you know? Renata and Annalise. You know, Renata and Annalise, let's do something different right now. I will say their features to you and you will compare their features, okay? So, Renata likes Annalise and Annalise likes Renata. Renata is that person who likes to talk about the complexity of the universe, and Annalise, it's not exactly a talker, you know? Renata likes to travel and to dance and to sing, and Annalise likes to travel but don't like to dance or to sing. Renata is that person who likes to ask the why of things. You know, he's a solar person, a sun person, and Annalise likes people but doesn't like to meet stranger people, and it is a person who prefers to be playing games at her home. Okay? So guys, it was the future. I have to tell you something. In this case, Annalise and Renata, it's a representation of being my ex-fiancé, actually. I think it's not so difficult to guess which one I was, but I was Renata. I was this person who wants to talk about the complexity of the universe, who wants to travel, who wants to meet different people, question the why of things, and wanted to understand things. And he was the person who said, I agree with you, you know? And I remember one thing that he used to say to me, he said this thing, we are the perfect couple, you love to speak and I love to listen. But what he wouldn't be able to understand, despite of the fact that I've said this thousands of times, it's that I didn't want to speak. I wanted to have deep and interesting conversations, you know, to evolve. This was what I want, but he wasn't able to understand. I wanted to be with someone who knew what he wanted, who had his plans, his dreams, you know, and that I got into his life to add, to complement, not to do, to make him happy, you know, turn his life perfect and happy. But he used it to say things like, you are the only woman that I want. If not you, then we'll not be with anyone else. It needs to be you. These are phrases that we use to listen, and we used to think that this is love. It's funny because some months after we broke up, he was in this deep relationship with someone else. Some months later, he was a father. Some months later, he was married, you know? There's any problem with that. The problem is he didn't love me. He wasn't with me because he loved me, because who I was, but because he needed to feel it, to fulfill his emotional dependence, you know? And what does it all mean? Let's recap. Okay, first case, let's recap. Tiago, Vanessa, and the phone. Getting together isn't necessarily a relationship. You remember Tiago and Vanessa? They were in a relationship, but they didn't have the trust. It doesn't have such thing of a relationship without trust, okay? These two words doesn't match in the same phrase. The second case, John, Marcus, and the breakup. Real relationships never fail. You know, in the second universe, they broke up the same way, but they didn't fail. What? Second case, John, Marcus, what did I say? It's right over there, but it's not right there. I don't know why. Okay, so second case, John, Marcus, and the breakup. We are finishing. In the second universe, they broke up the same way because to fail, it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean to break up. It doesn't mean to not break up. It means to be in the relationship without the desire to be, without to respect the person you are with, without to what? You know, without to be happy, without to feel that you are in the right place that you should be. In the third case, Renata, it will. It has time. Let's respect, okay? So, third case, Renata, Annalise, and the two separate words. Words, you know, universe. They were two universes. So, liking someone doesn't necessarily mean you should be with them. You know, they liked each other. It was true. They liked each other, but they were different about basic things, you know. It's not like different people can't be together. It's not that, but it's that you need to understand what is basic for you, you know, what is fundamental for you, that if you give up of it in a relationship, you will feel that you don't belong, that you aren't in the place that you should be, you know. So you have to be aware of it and respect this about yourself, you know. They weren't respecting this, being together. So we have these two universes here. We had these two universes here. In the first universe, we have a universe when people are struggling and suffering because of their relationships. And the first, what is that? Okay, guys, these are the fails. Okay, I stop or I keep going? Go on. Okay. In the first universe, or in the second universe, we have people who respect, who has peace in their relationships, in their lives, which is pretty much important. This is why a relationship had to come to give more peace and not to take your peace or your life, you know. So peace and respect in their relationships. And on the other side, we have this universe when people is hurting themselves and hurting other people. And we have in the second universe, people who knows about themselves, who learn about relationship as we do with our professions, you know. We have to study and hard to be in a relationship. And we have the last feature, which is in the first universe, we have people who die literally for love. And in the second universe, we have people who lives for love. You know, you first live and then you get inside a relationship. So, guys, I want to ask you, in which universe do you want to live in? Thank you.